Sheriff Georgie and the Rinky Dinky Rascals by Martin Gray. In a faraway land off yonder, past a forest of plum trees, there's a dusty old town named Cooksville. Folks there are called cookies. Some are good, some are bad, and some are just rinky-dinky rotten. The sharpest little cookie of them all is Georgie Green, and she's the town sheriff.
One bright golden morning, Sheriff Georgie enjoyed the warm sun on her cheeks. Everything in Cooksville was quiet and calm. Suddenly, Bluey's ears rang out loudly. A pony pung's ears ring an alarm when trouble is coming.
"What's wrong?" Deputy Will asked when he heard the ringing. Deputy Will had been painting Sheriff George's office. It gets dusty and dirty in Cooksville,
I can see an old cart bouncing towards us.
said Georgie.
The Rinky Dinky Rascals are coming to town.
"Howdy, Sheriff," said Ralph Rinky, twisting the lollipop in his mouth. "Howdy, Sheriff," said his brother Dirt Dinky, who wore a tiny hat. "Is it true the bank's safe is broken, and you were looking after their gold?" Ralph asked.
That's none of your business,
said Georgie.
Now move along, we'll be watching you.
But the rascals had already seen the bulging sack behind the door. Sheriff Georgie knew the Rinky Dinky Rascals would do anything to get their hands on the gold. Later that morning, two little old ladies shuffled up to the sheriff's office.
"Quick, Deputy," one of them squawked. "Two boys are lurking around outside the bank."
"Thank you, ladies," said Will. "It might be the Rinky Dinky Rascals." And he sprinted off to see if they were up to no good. The old lady started to laugh when Will was out of sight. It was Ralph and Dirk all dressed up. "We tricked him so easily," said Dirk, spinning his wig around in delight. But Daft Dirk lost the grip on the wig. Whoosh! The heavy wig flew through the air and landed on a very startled Bluey. Bluey was not happy and kicked Dirk hard on his butt cheeks. Straight into a heap of hot, steaming pony pung dung. Ralph laughed. He laughed so much his jelly belly wobbled. It wobbled and wobbled until his old lady's skirt slipped down. Georgie saw Ralph laughing and knew the rascals tricked Will and were trying to steal the gold. She quickly lassoed Ralph's legs and pulled the rope.
Get out of here, you tricky tricksters,
she laughed.
and pull your skirts up as you go.
But Sheriff Georgie knew they would be back. The Rinky Dinky Rascals do not give up easily. A little while later, the rascals sneaked around the back of the sheriff's office. Dirk spotted an open window. "Quick, Ralph! Help me climb in," he said. Ralph grunted as he tried to lift his heavy brother. "Oomph!" he moaned. "You ate too much pumpkin pie." Georgie watched the brothers struggle for a few minutes. Then she wandered over to an old wagon wheel that was leaning against the wall. She gave it a push. It rumbled towards the rascally rascals. "Yelp 'em a bob!" Ralph shrieked as the heavy wheel rolled over his long toes. Dirk was stuck in the window. His legs flapped about like a pair of pants in a strong wind.
Get out of here, you sneaky sneaks.
Georgie laughed.
Get back to your pies.
But Sheriff Georgie knew they would be back. The Rinky Dinky Rascals do not give up easily. As soon as Ralph's toe stopped throbbing, the brothers crept back. "Dig a deep hole here, Dirk," said Ralph, pointing on his map. "Then you can build a tunnel straight to the gold."
"Why do I have to do the digging?" Dirk asked. He wasn't happy doing all the hard work himself. "You do the digging," said Ralph, "because I do the thinking." "Well, I think," Dirk ranted, "that you're a lazy, bossy buffoon, and you smell like sweaty socks." Before you could shout, "Dust up!" the Rinky Dinky Rascals were swinging wild punches at each other. Georgie and Will heard all the ballyhoo and went to investigate.
These rascals need a call off,
said Georgie, turning on the tap.
Ready, Deputy? Let them have it.
Whoosh! Ralph and Dirk were drenched. They flopped, dripping and squelching, back to their cart. But Sheriff Georgie knew they would be back. The Rinky Dinky Rascals do not give up easily. This time, the rascals climbed to the top of the town's highest hill.
"It's simple," said Ralph. The cart will smash through the office wall. When you're inside, grab the gold and run." He pushed the cart down the hill. "No!" screamed Dirk.
Georgie watched the creaky old cart pick up speed and hurtle towards her office. Slowly, she took a barrel from a stack of barrels and rolled it towards the cart. The barrel hit the cart's front wheel with perfect timing. Dirk shot out like a bullet, shot out of the cart, shot out of his dungarees, shot up high into the air, and straight into a flom-flom tree.
Georgie laughed,
Nice pants, Dirk. Now stop hanging around and get out of here.
but Sheriff Georgie knew they would be back. The Rinky Dinky Rascals do not give up easily. Ralph and Dirk were soon back, planning one last raid. Georgie shouted,
Deputy, I'm going into town. Please keep your eyes on the gold.
Will nodded and snuggled into his favourite chair. It had been a troublesome day, and he was tired. The Rinky Dinky Rascals looked at each other. A sly smile spread slowly across their cheeky cheeks. The Rascals tiptoed into the sheriff's office as soon as Will fell asleep.
Dirk tied Will up, Ralph grabbed the sack, and they dashed away faster than a rocket full of rabbits.
Georgie slowly strolled back in.
Great! My plan worked perfectly.
She said. What plan? Mumbled Will. I fell asleep. I'm so sorry, Sheriff,
Don't worry.
she said.
The bank fixed the safe and I took all the gold back earlier.
So what did the rascal snatch? Will asked.
It was an old sack full of bluish dried up dung that I painted with your gold paint.
Laughed Georgie.
Those crazy Rinky Dinky Rascals stole a big pearl of pony pung plop.
Meanwhile, deep in the middle of the Flom-Flom forest, the greedy Rinky Dinky Rascals ripped open the sack of treasure. They stared at the pile of pongy pony pung poo. Then they stared at each other, and they both groaned.
That stinks.
The end.